Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Miss Isolda Guriras, and I have a friend here with me. As you can see, we are all dressed up into different occupations because that's what our theme is going to be. Let us quickly sanitize our hands and keep social distance at all times. Nicely between your fingers, as well as around your thumbs. The first lesson will be skip counting, rounding, and money. Okay, I would like for us to turn to page 3. Let us quickly warm up by counting. There are number lines there. The first one, we have to skip counting in twos. Let us count. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. I would like for you to complete the number line by circling the numbers in twos. Down below, let us count in fives. 0, we always count five places forward, and then we will find our next answer. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. Skip counting in threes. 3, there is a number missing. If we have to count 2 places to reach number 3, what place will we get between 3 and 9? There's a number missing there. I will help you with that one, which is going to be a 6. Then we reach number 9. 12, between 12 and 15, there's also a number missing. I would like for you to fill in that number as well, and so on. Let's quickly look down below. Complete the number line by counting in tens. 0, now we are counting in tens. Keep counting in 10. 0, 10, 20. I will help you with the next one, which is 30, and I would like for you to complete the rest of the number line. Turn to page 4. Now we are going to do rounding off. Let's quickly read the poem there. Rounding poem. Find your place. Look the next door. 5 or greater. Add 1 more. All digits in front stay the same. All digits behind zeros your name. Now I would like for you to look on the chalkboard, pardon me. Here on the chalkboard, we are having our number line. Before we can actually round off the numbers, we have to count in tens. Let us count together. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Because those are the numbers that we have to round off to. Say, for example, if we have the number 3, but we are now focusing on rounding off to the nearest 10. So it means we have to look which one is the nearest 10 there. Between which 2 tens do we find number 23? We find it between 20 and a 30. That is correct. Between 20 and a 30. These markers here are also standing for the different numbers. Say, for example, if we say 20 here, we have a 21, 22, 23, 24, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So say, for example, if you are standing here at number 23, 23 is here. and the wolf is chasing you, which number do you think you have to run to? Which one is the nearest one, the closest one? It is 20. It is 20. So you have to run to this house because this one is the nearest one. So it means if you have to round off number 23, the answer will be a 20. Because if you have to run all the way to number 30, the wolf is going to eat you up alive. So it's very far. So we always take the nearest road back home. All right, let's quickly look at another example. Let's take, for example, give me any number there, Landre. Okay, number, let's say, for example, 49. 48, we have a number 48 here. Between which two tens do we find 48? We find it between 40 and a 50. Very good. 40 and a 50. But where exactly do you think we find the number 48? Very good. We find number 48 right here. Is it, which number do you think is the nearest one? 50. 50 is the nearest one. If the wolf is chasing you, you have to run to this house because you cannot run back. Okay, let's quickly look another one as well. Say, for example, if we have 35. Where do we find 35? Between which two tens? 40 and 30. Very good. We find it between 30 and 40. But where exactly do we find it? We find it in the middle. Here we find 35. Now what do we do? What do we do when we find the number in the middle? Because you can either run back or forth. But what can you do? Whenever the number ends with a 5, 5 is a magic number. It is called the middle number. We always run forward. We never look back. We always run forward. For example, there is a rule here for the rounding off. Whenever a number, any number, ends with these following numbers: 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, we always move forward. And whenever a number ends with the following numbers here, whenever it ends with a 1, 2, 3, or 4, we always run back. We go backwards. We go backwards. So it is very important for us to look at the numbers standing at the end. Okay, let me just quickly ask. What if we have a number, for example, 57? Without using the number line, we can just quickly check. What is the number ending here? What is the number here? 7. So do we move forward or do we move backwards? Forward, very good. And if we have to move forward, what number will we get here? Because number 57, we find it between which two tens?
60.
Between a 50, very good. Between a 50 and a 60. So we have to run towards 60. Very good. Now I would like for us to look on our activity that we have. Okay, there you have the examples to round off to the nearest 10 as well as to the nearest hundreds. But hundreds we will focus during our next lessons as well. You have the number line there with your tens in it. And now down below you have an activity that I would like for you to complete. Round to the nearest 10. Number 1, it says 82. Now you have to ask yourself, you can even write the tens next to number 82. Between which two tens do you find 82? What do you hear first? You hear 80. So you have to write the number 80 and the next 10, which is going to be 90. Pardon me. So the number ends with a 2. So if a number ends with a 2, what do? We run backwards. So we have to round it off to the nearest 10, which is going to be a 80. Let's look at number 2. Or rather, let's go to number 14. It says 36. Between which two tens do you find 36? What do you hear first? You hear a 30. So you have to write a 30 on the left side and the next 10 on the right side, which is going to be a 40. And now what is the next step that you need to do? You have to look at the number to your right, which is a 6. Is 6 bigger or smaller than the 5? It is bigger or greater rather. So you have to move to the next number, which is going to give you a 40. Now I would like for you to practice by rounding off the activity to the nearest tens. All right, I would like for us to turn to page 5. Hope you enjoyed our previous lesson about rounding off. On page 5, we are going to calculate money. And it is also very important that we know our multiplications of tens, twos, fives, as well as tens, twos, fives. Very good. Those are the multiplications that we need to know when we're dealing with money. All right, let's look at our first activity. But before we do that, let's quickly look on the chalkboard. If you have the money, the notes, for example, you know most the notes is the paper money. If you have, for example, 2 of the notes, how much money will you have at the end of the day? What is the quicker way of doing this? 2 $10 notes. What is the quicker way of doing this? We have to count in tens, isn't it? We have to count in tens, which means we have to count two of the tens. 10 and a 20. So at the end of the day, how much money will you have at the end of the day? You will have a 20 Namibian dollar. What if you have 3 tens? 3 10 Namibian dollar notes. 3 10 Namibian dollar notes. What is the easier way of counting this? Since we know already how to count in the multiplication of a 10, we just count 10, 20, 30. So which means we will have 30, but 30 what? 30 Namibian dollars. So that is how we count money. That is how we count money. Let's quickly look on our worksheet on page 5, whereby we have to calculate all the money notes that are given to us there. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 $10 notes. So what are we going to do? We have to count in tens 4 times, isn't it? We are counting 10, 20, 30, 40. So you have a 40. 40 what? 40 Namibian dollars. Although when we are writing, the dollar sign comes first, but when we are saying it, we say the number first and the dollar sign last. Name. We don't say Namibian dollar 40. That is not how the proper way of reading money. Okay, let's quickly go to number D. Number D is not notes, but it's coins. Ne? It's coins, and now it's in fives. What are we supposed to do? That is the reason why it is very important for us to know our multiplications. Now we are going to count in fives. 5, 10, 15, 20. So how much money do you have at number D? You have a 20, first the number, Namibian dollar. That is how you read money. I would like for us to turn to page 6. Remember to complete the rest of the activity. Okay, now here we are going to decompose money, break up money. Remember we have done decomposing also in our previous activities, but that was decomposing of the numbers. But how can we decompose money? How can we decompose money? Say for example, if you have a $50, how can you decompose the money? We have to decompose the money according to the money notes we are using. We cannot say 40 plus a $10. Do we have a $40 note? No, we don't. Although this is correct, but we don't have a $40 note. So we can only break up the money according to the notes we have. Correct? So how can we break up this number? How can we break up this number? First of all, we look at the biggest note that we have. What is the biggest note that we have here? It's a 50, but we have to break it up into smaller notes. It's a 20. Very good, Landra. It's a 20 and another 20 plus a 10. All of this equals to $50 note. Ne? We have, that is the how we are breaking up money by decomposing it. Let's quickly have another example rather. We are going to have, how about a 25 Namibian dollars? 25 Namibian dollars. How can we decompose 25 Namibian dollars? How many notes do we have here? We have a $10 note plus another $10 note, and then what we have left? A $5. That is how we decompose the numbers, the money actually. So let's quickly look on our activity on page 6. The paint there, the number one, it's 46 Namibian dollars. So how much notes do we have? How many notes do we have, sorry? How can we decompose the number 46? Yes, that is correct. We have a $20 note. You can see even the notes are being put for you there. So it makes it easier for you. So we only need 2 notes, which means we only need $20 note, another $20 note, and then there are 2 coins there. How can we divide those coins now? We have a $6 coin, a $6. So how can we divide the $6 into the coins? That is correct. We can put a $5 and then we can put a $1, which will give us a total of $6. Okay, let's quickly look at the clock that we have there. It says it costs 26 Namibian dollars. And also there you can see you have 2 notes put for you there. So how can you decompose the $26? That is correct. You can put a $10 note and another $10 note, which will give you the total of $20. And then we have 2 circles there for the coins for the dollars. So we can put a $5 in the first circle and another one in the next one, which will give you the total of $6. Very good. I would like for you to do the rest. Calculate or decompose the amount of 35 for the calculator, the $50 for the backpack, as well as the $110 for the USB stick. Now there at the bottom, it says convert, convert. What does the word convert mean? What do you think it means? It means change, change. When you are converting something, you are changing. Now we are going to learn how to convert the dollars into cents. For example, remember when we started with our money lessons in the previous lessons, we have learned that $1 equals to 100 cents. Remember that. One number be $1 equals to 100 cents. Now, if we have to convert the dollars into cents, what do we do? This is how we write the dollar. Because the cents are also part of the dollar. So whenever we write money, we also have to write the cents. And we always have two places for the cents, which are the tens and the units are always for the cents. All right. So how can we convert a $1 into cents? How can we do that? It is because we are moving. Say for example, because we normally have a dot or a comma. When we are converting, changing a dollar into cents, we normally move the comma 2 places to your right, which means we are jumping the comma. When we jump the tens, and then we jump the units, and the comma sits there at the end. Now, the comma jumped. There is no more comma here. After we jump the comma, we remove the dollar sign because we are changing. We are converting from dollars to cents, and where the comma is, the comma magically disappears, and then we put the cent sign there. Is it a little bit confusing? Okay, let's have another example. Okay, let's have, what if we have $2.75? How can we convert $2 into cents? We just want to have cents. We want to see how many cents we have. What do? We have to jump the comma to your right side 2 places. And since we already know about our place values, we are jumping the comma 2 places. You jump the tens first and the units first. And then, remember, since we jumped the comma is here somewhere wandering around. After we finish jumping the comma, we have to remove the dollar sign because we no longer have the dollar now. We are changing into the cents. After we do that, we just erase the comma here because we have to put the sign cents to tell us that we are busy with the signs, with the cents. So it means $2.75 will give us how many cents? It will give us 275 cents. So in $2.75 we are having how many cents? 275 cents. Very good. But now what if we have to change the cents back to the dollars? Say for example, if we have 400 and, give me any number? 47 cents. Now it's time for the cents. Oops, sorry. 447 cents. How can we convert the cents to the dollars? It is quite easy also. Very nice also. Just like we did with the dollars, we also just reverse back. We jump 2 places to your left side. And what are these places called? The units and the tens. And then the cent sign becomes a comma here. Ne? And don't forget to put your dollar sign because we are changing from cents to the dollars. Ne? You just reverse back again. Let's have another example. How about we have 501 cents. What can we do? We want to change it back to the dollars.
Reverse it.
Reverse it, very good. Then we jump the tens and the units, and then you put the comma here. Erase the cent sign because we are changing from cents to the dollars. We have to put the dollar sign. So how much money do you have here? You have $5.01. All right, very good. Let us go back to our page 6 and look at converting the activity down there. Now, number A says you have $2.55. The first instruction there on top says we have to convert the dollars into cents, from dollars to cents. So we have already dollars there, so we have to change it into cents. So what do? There's a dot there between 2 and a 5. So we have to move the dot 2 places to your right. You can always indicate how you are jumping 2 places. After you finish jumping, rewrite the whole number on the line without the dollar sign. So you have 255 and not just 255. Since you are changing from dollars to cents, you always have to indicate with a cents symbol at the end of the number. Okay, I would like for you to do the rest. Let's quickly look there from converting from cents to the dollars. When you're converting from the cents to the dollars, you also just reverse again. There you have, for example, let's look at number C. Number C says we have 500 cents. What can we do? We are changing now the cents to the dollars. So we are jumping 2 places to your left. We jump the units place, we'll jump the tens place, and there where you finish jumping between the 5 and the 0, you put your dot or your comma, you rewrite it on the line 5 dot 2 zeros, but it cannot just stay like that. Since we are changing from the cents to the dollars, remember always to put the dollar sign. Now, it is very nice and interesting. I would like for you to complete the rest of the activity on your own. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed converting. And remember, practice makes perfect. I would like for us to turn to page 7. We are still dealing with money because I would like for us to work in the banks one day. So let us solve these following problems. These are both for grade 2 and grade 3 level. It says solve the following word problems. Example number 1. Gregory gets $5 each week. How much does he have after 6 weeks? Okay, now if he has to spend $5 a week, we have always remember what we did or what we discussed in our previous problem solving. You always have 2 numbers in a problem. In this case, we have a $5 which he's spending on each week, and then we have 6 weeks. So what are we going to do? What operation are we going to use here? We want to find out how much money he's spending, so we are going to use, an addition. We have to add because we want to find out how much money he's spending in 6 weeks. So now we have to count also. You can see the example there. You write 5s 6 times, and then we have to count in 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, which is equals to $30. All right, because it's 6 weeks, and each week he's spending 5 Namibian dollars. Let's quickly look at number 2. It says, Kevin bought Matangara at stall 1, and it cost 10 Namibian dollars. At stall 2, 20 Namibian dollars, and stall 3, 5 Namibian dollars. So at all the stalls he was buying Madangara. The first one was for $10, at the second stall $20, and at the third $5. So we have to add how much money he spent all together. So what are we going to do? We have to count again. 10 Namibian dollar plus a 20 will give you how much? That is correct. It will give you a 30 Namibian dollar. So you write the 30 Namibian dollar. How about the $5? Yes, we also have to add the $5 to the $30. So remember, when we add the $5 to the $30, it has to stand at the place for the units. It comes there where the 0 is. So we will have the total of 35 Namibian dollar. So we spent 35 Namibian dollar on the Matangara that he bought. I would like for you to do number 3, number 4, number 5, and 6. Remember to always read through the questions 2 times and decide on which operation you need to do. Either you can add or subtract. I would like for you to turn to page 8. We are still dealing with money, the data handling. It says solve the problem, the following word problem, pardon me. We have the data there, the money of the people that spent on certain items, all right? We have money on the left side, and we have at the bottom side, on the bottom row there, the people that spend the money. We have Dad, Mom, Ben, Susan, Ted, Grandpa, and Grandma. For example, how much money do you think Dad spent? Yes? Then you look up to all the crosses that goes all the way up to 100. So it means Dad had 100 Namibian dollars. How about Ted? You go to Ted and then you count all the blocks with the crosses in it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crosses. So you go all the way to your left side to see how much money he had, which was the 50 Namibian dollars. So that is how you read the data handling. But now you have to answer the questions below. How much money do Mom and Dad have all together? All together. What does it mean? Together means you have to use a certain operation there. That is correct. Whenever we are dealing with together, we have to put the money together to get the total amount of money they have. We go to Mom. How much money does Mom have? Mom has actually $70. And how much money does Dad have? He has 100 Namibian dollars. And how much money do you think they have all together? That is correct. They have 170 Namibian dollars all together. Remember, you can always write the amount underneath each other in order for you to get the correct amount. I would like for you to do number 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now that brings us to the end of today's lesson. I hope you have enjoyed about how to convert money from the cents to the dollars, dollars to the cents, rounding off of the numbers to the nearest 10. And before we go, we would like quickly to sanitize our hands as well again. Remember to keep your social distancing, keep your mask on whenever you need to leave home. And we'll call Soshi to come and say goodbye. Bye.
Hi everyone. You can't hug your friends anymore, but you can still give yourself some love, or you can practice how to blow hugs. Mwah, 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 mwah. And until next time,